I never saw it coming. One moment I was riding my bike down the street, the wind rushing past my face as I laughed, racing against my shadow. The next, a blaring horn, a flash of silver. Then nothing. I didn't feel the impact. There was no pain, no struggle, just a sudden, weightless feeling as if I were floating. At first, I thought I was dreaming. The world around me faded, like mist evaporating under the morning sun. Everything grew distant, the shouting voices, the cries of people rushing to my side. And then a light. Not just any light. This was different. It wasn't blinding or harsh, but warm, golden, like the first rays of sunrise stretching across the horizon. I felt a pull toward it, gentle yet irresistible. And then I was no longer on Earth. I stood before an immense gate, taller than any skyscraper, made of shimmering pearl. The sight stole my breath away if I was even still breathing. The gate opened, and a figure stepped forward. I recognized him instantly. His eyes, deep and knowing, held eternity within them. His face shone with a brilliance that wasn't just light. It was love itself. "Welcome, Caleb," Jesus said, his voice like music, rich and soothing. I should have been afraid, but instead, peace wrapped around me like a blanket. He extended his hand, and the moment I touched it, a wave of warmth and joy flooded my soul. Every worry, every fear I had ever known melted away. I followed him through the gates, and what I saw next stole my words. The streets were not just paved with gold. They gleamed with a radiance that pulsed like living light. Trees, taller than any I had ever seen, bore fruit that shimmered as though each piece contained a tiny sun. Rivers of crystal clear water flowed beside them, their surfaces reflecting colors I couldn't even name. The air itself was alive with song, not just from the people, but from the very fabric of the place. And the people, they were dressed in white robes, their faces shining with pure joy. Some laughed, others sang, and all of them radiated a love so strong it was almost tangible. I turned to Jesus, unable to hold back my amazement. "Is this heaven?" He smiled. "This is only the beginning." Jesus led me through the city, and I noticed something odd. There was no sun, no moon, yet everything was bathed in perfect light. "It comes from the Father," Jesus explained as if hearing my thoughts. "Here, there is no darkness." We stopped before a grand hall, its doors towering and encrusted with gems that glowed softly. Inside, rows of shelves stretched endlessly, filled with books that pulsed with light. In the center of the room stood a massive golden book, resting upon a pedestal. Jesus placed a hand upon it, and the pages turned as if moved by an unseen wind. Images flickered to life: a great war, nations rising and falling, earthquakes, storms, fire raining from the sky. "The end times," Jesus said softly. "Many seek to know when, but the time is not theirs to claim." I swallowed hard, watching as the pages revealed a world in chaos. People running, terrified, others standing firm, their faces glowing with an inner light. Jesus turned to me, his gaze gentle yet firm. "It is not for man to know the hour, but to live with love. Love is the oil that keeps the lamp burning." I frowned. But what if people aren't ready? He reached out, touching my forehead. Instantly, I saw hearts, not just beating organs, but flickering flames within every person. Some burned bright, others flickered weakly, and some barely glowed at all. "They will be ready," Jesus said, "if they choose love over fear, faith over doubt." Jesus led me to a hill overlooking another city, a city even more magnificent than the first. It gleamed with pure light, its walls made of jasper, its gates adorned with pearls. Rivers of gold ran through it, and the sound of laughter and worship filled the air. "This is the new Jerusalem," Jesus said. "One day, heaven and earth will be made new, and those who have kept their lamps burning will dwell here forever." A deep longing filled my heart. "I want to stay." Jesus smiled, but there was sadness in his eyes. "Not yet, Caleb. You have a purpose still." I felt something shift within me. A pull, a call. I turned to Jesus, panic rising. "But I don't want to forget this." He placed a hand over my heart. "You won't. Tell them what you have seen. Tell them what truly matters." I opened my mouth to protest, but everything around me began to blur. The golden city faded, the light dimmed, and suddenly, I gasped. I awoke to a blinding white light, not the warmth of heaven, but the harsh fluorescence of a hospital room. "Caleb," my mother's voice, thick with tears. She gripped my hand, her fingers trembling. "You're awake." My body ached, my head throbbed, but none of that mattered. I was back. Doctors rushed in, murmuring words like miracle and impossible. They said I had been unconscious for 3 days. Then my heart had stopped, but somehow I had returned. I closed my eyes, the memory of heaven still fresh, still alive. Over the next few weeks, I tried to put it all into words. The light, the love, the city beyond imagining. But no words seemed enough. Then I remembered what Jesus told me. Love, not dates or prophecies, not warnings of doom, but love, the one thing that mattered above all. So I began to share my story with my family, my friends, even strangers. Not just the vision of heaven, but the truth I had learned. That love is the oil in our lamps. And when the time comes, whether in a year or 1,000, only those whose flames still burn will step through that great, shining gate. And that is why I live each day differently now. Not in fear of the end, but in the joy of loving.